And I can do this edge. I could do rounds now, just round the outside, to finish this off. But I think we'll do this side and then take the truck once we're full. That would be now. So we'll turn the flashy lights off, we'll turn the engine off, and we will jump in the truck. Where's the truck? Right there. And I may very well take Cavalier Roy's advice and install the jump into it or tab to a vehicle I can see mod. Because in situations like this, I'm tabbing through a lot of vehicles. As I said last week when Roy was here, I do miss the old vehicle group mod, which allowed you to group your vehicles and then select the group and tab between them. Typically what I'd do is I'd have a harvester group, I'd have a truck group, I would have a tractor group, and I would have a loader tools group. And so I could, I need a loader, and I've only got 2 loaders, so I'm only tabbing between each vehicle. Yes, it is a PC only, because it's a script, and no unauthorized scripts. I probably shouldn't go this way. Actually, I don't think it makes a difference. No unauthorized scripts on consoles, but the tab to vehicles I can see is very useful in that if I'm doing field work and I've got 3 vehicles on the field, I can just limit my... You look in the direction of the vehicle you want to tab to and then just tab to it rather than tabbing all over the map. The vehicle group one was nice because I could select harvesters and it would tab me to the harvester that I was last in immediately, and then I could tab between the others. If I was doing a mowing thing or something like that, I could tab to just those I could tab to any tractor, but I only had 5 tractors, so it's not tabbing through 20 pieces of equipment. That's kind of a thing. And you could set up groups on the fly. So I'm going to be doing a mowing contract. I've got 3 tractors that I do with that, so I'll just move them temporarily into their own group so I can just tab between them while I'm setting up follow me or cruise control. Unfortunately, that's not been around since Farming Simulator 17. So we've had the tab to, or we've had the parking brake, so you can put vehicles on park. And we want to activate the sorghum now because we have some. I'm going to turn off the barley soon. But yeah, putting vehicles on park, that works as well. So I could do park all of my loaders. So I've got that little one there, and we're just tabbing through it every single time, and I'm not using it. And I'm not using any of them there. They're basically there. I've got auto load equipment for transporting everything, so I almost never use the loaders unless it's one of those, I feel like stacking some boxes today. But when you've got like 50,000, 56,000 litres of flour at the mill, I'm really not inclined to stack 56 crates of stuff. There is a mod that gives you super heavy crates. I think it makes it so the crates are 10 times what they should be. And I was thinking of introducing that, but then I would never see a crate of honey, because honey comes in 500 litre no, 400 litre pallets, so almost nothing. Okay, where is the harvester? Over there, so don't drive through the crop, because I just about make it out. There we go. Alright, so we shouldn't need much more. There will not be another full truckload. That is my prediction. Engine on. That will empty it. Good. Get that started. And yeah, it's one of the mods I do not have downloaded at this point. I do have a bunch that I'm not using on this game save, but I have downloaded them because they'll probably be used in the next series. We will be winding up this series. This episode is 67. I'm kind of hoping we get to 70 and I can then say, okay, that's the farm settled. But we'll see where that goes. We've got the testing of the maize, so I want to see if I can cut maize with a mower. And then I'm also going to test if I can store maize silage bales once they're fermented in the bale storage shed. Because we have had problems with all of the bales that we buy from the store. They don't, I bought a ton of maize silage, I stuck it in the bale storage shed, and when I got them to spawn, they spawned underground, which is less than ideal. We're still having problems with bales sticking together, sticking to implements, and just being a royal pain in the backside. We had that last week. It did occur to me the last few days that maybe using something like this to pick the bales up wouldn't result in the bales getting stuck, but I'm not sure. But it might be something to consider. Next series I do plan on using an auto-load trailer for bales to ship the bales back to the farm, a bale shed to store them in, and then maybe using a bale grab to pick them up when I respawn them. But I am finding a lot of issues with bales at the moment. I don't know if it's restricted to this map, something in this map, and the bales is just causing all sorts of issues, and snakes have wrapped bales turning into Stay Puft Marshmallow Men and rampaging across the map. But yeah, when I stab a bale, I have to reset the telehandler to get it to let go. Or I have to shred the bale into the cow shed so that the bale despawns and the telehandler then doesn't have a problem. Wow, we're already up to 10,000 again. Well, yay, I guess. I suppose this is the third row. Oops. So we've got probably 2 rows there, and one of them isn't a full one. and possibly 2 rows on the other side, and one of them isn't a full one. So I'm going to have to empty the harvester one more full time and then a partial, I think, and not much of a partial. Oops. Okay. I suppose while we're waiting, how much milk do we have here? We're still close to 600, so all of the milk I currently have at the farm probably going to end up being sold, because I try to keep the dairy at 600,000 litres and then sell any excess. That button. Good. Because milk's not as valuable as butter, but I can't. I don't have the production rate for butter at the moment. I could pay to upgrade the dairy by another level, so it would increase. I would. That's a difficult question. I tend not to play multiplayer for my Saturday series. I would entertain a series of multiplayer if I was still playing during the weekdays, but I just don't. Maybe it's kind of a thing. I tend to use it kind of helps to have. I do understand. It's very helpful if I'm doing a lot of silage, especially with forage harvesters. It's just so much easier as a multiplayer. And if I am really getting frustrated with bales, I may end up doing a lot of foraging, and I found that absolute pain to do in Oakfield Farm for Farm Sim 19. And maybe I would look at, you would have to watch more frequently because it wouldn't be an all-time multiplayer, but I may switch, I may consider, okay, next week there's going to be a silage harvest, so anybody who wants to join, make sure they're here at whatever time in the morning, 8:30 Eastern time on a Saturday, because I'm going to make this a multiplayer server, and we're going to have, how many pieces of equipment do I have type of thing. I need someone in the forager, and I probably need 2 carts. We'll see, but I don't have, and Glen Lethan doesn't have currently a auto drive course set up, so I would have to do all of the karting myself, but I am strongly considering adding course play to the series so that I can have harvesters doing the logical thing around the field while I can take care of other things. I mean, with this field I could have done it with a worker because it's nice and square. However, it's not really taken that long. We've been in this field for around about half an hour, and I think we've got 2 more rows and then we're done. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's not a real row. But I'm still fairly fortunate. I mean, I bought this PC back in Farm Sim 17 days because my PC at the time was about 6 years old, and really wasn't very happy playing on raw folds. There were a lot of graphical lag issues when you were driving towards the view. I could drive along the farm 60 or along like this, 60 frames per second, and then as soon as the yard came into view, we'd be down to 15, 20, because of all of the hidden. Let's go back this way. All of the hidden decoration in the sheds. I mean, he had benches, he had power tools, all the things, and of course the game tried to plot all of them, even if you couldn't really see them because of how far you were from the farm, or because of they're actually in a shed and I can't see in the shed from this range. So I bought this PC and it's worked out fairly well. We did have a SSD crash which eliminated our Oakfield Farm game save at one point, and I had to rebuild the save, which was less than easy, especially since some of the mods I'd been using were from third-party sites that had closed down in the intervening time. So I had to rearrange some of the things on the farm. But it's still, it's not cutting edge anymore. I mean, even at the time it wasn't cutting edge, but it was adequate enough to run Farm Sim. It's still adequate enough to run Farm Sim and stream at the same time. So potentially, if I did run a series like this where I'm broadcasting weekly, I would be more inclined to run multiplayer on straight off my PC while streaming, as I would to rent a server. But if anyone wanted to rent a server for their own amusement, and there was an open invite for me to come and stream off it, I couldn't guarantee I'd be there at any given time because of the things what I do around the house these days. We missed. I think I missed a bit. It's hard to tell because this is very close to absolute width of the harvester. There we go. And we've also, the harvester needs a service. So as soon as I get to the top here, I'm going to swing it around. I am not sure if there was a piece here that I didn't get. I'm really not seeing it. Okay, now that looks clear. So, 5,000 litres more. Is that going to put me at a full load in the truck? Oh, this might be more than a truckload. More than 70,000 litres of sorghum. Woo! That's special. Haha, yes, 1,831 litres short of. So, let's just drive around in circles. Why not? That's merry-go-round. Choose the outcome. Would you please choose the outcome? What's the outcome? If I would play a multiplayer, as I said, yeah, it's it's real life is the problem for me at the moment. And I mean, if you remember way back, I did stream almost every day of the week, but I do have a... Oh no, for the poll. What poll? Where's the poll? Ah. What poll? Where poll? Oh, is Ose a good streamer? I don't know. Am I a good streamer? I don't have very many viewers. But we do have a lot of people. Oh, we have a lot of, oh, what's the word for it? Lurkers on the stream. Maybe it's just the English accent and the ASMR, whatever it is, vibe of it. Oh, come on, truck. And yeah, I'm picking up YouTubers YouTube viewers very slowly. But, it's a thing. That's, I suppose I should mention that now for the people on YouTube. This video, or the videos on this stream, will be going out after Wednesday this week, which means next Saturday's stream will be going out later than, or scheduled later than normal Sunday, Monday, Tuesday drops, because this I expect to be still dropping through Sunday, maybe into Monday. Then, but yeah, that's a thing with YouTube. Apparently, Twitch has now changed things, so I could dump this stream straight out to YouTube as soon as I finished. There used to be a requirement that I wait. Okay, everybody get out and push. I had to wait at least 24 hours before I dropped any videos from it to any other site, not just YouTube. So as standard course of events, because I stream starting around 8 o'clock, the first two videos, I release them in half-hour chunks, approximately. I drop 2 videos per day on YouTube, and the first one is at 9 o'clock on Sunday morning, following the stream on Saturday. Oops. And then the next one would be at 9:30, but then for the rest of the week, Monday I'll drop at 6:30, Tuesday I'll drop at 6:30, so on through the week until I run out of half-hour videos to drop at 2 per day. Now, on a day like today, when we are still dropping videos from Saturday, I can't remember if I've got 2 more queued up for tomorrow. And that's partly to do with YouTube's algorithms, and they don't like you to produce too many videos unless you're CBS, MSNBC, or someone like that. They'll penalise your promotion. So 2 YouTubes a day, less than 30 minutes each tube, and these ones will drop at 6:30, probably I think on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday. And so I'll allow myself to drop at 6 on a Sunday for a midweek YouTube video, or Thanksgiving Day or something like that. But as I said, YouTube's changed things so you can start monetizing or getting revenue from ads on your videos once you get 500 subscribers, rather than I think they need 1,000 at them, or they used to need 1,000 plus so many viewing hours and what have you. So they've changed that. Twitch. I am valid as an associate, although because I am piggybacking off Mrs. Osa's Amazon Prime account, I was an associate from the get-go. With associates, it allows you to, I think if you start streaming on Twitch with no Amazon Prime account linked, your videos stay up for about a week, 10 days, and then get removed. If you're an associate, your videos stay up for 3 months, 90 days. So my videos, because I've linked to